Hello, fellow data analysts. Quickly, I'll show you how to produce geographical visualizations on Tableau. To begin with, um, you need to have geodata, uh, which makes it easier to produce such visualization on your table before looking into producing visualization. So as you can see, I have a variable called country, and as you can see, the shape, the symbol of my variable tells me that it's a geographical data. And how do I know this? I can also right click on it and come to geographical role, and I can see that it's a geodata, but the type, the subcategory of it is country and region. So within geographical roles of a geographical data, you have a series of subcategories that ranges from airports, to cities, districts, to counties, zip codes, etc. So in our case, a country it falls under the category of country and region. So make sure that the variable that you would like to plot on a geographical visualization has the role specified to country. So the first thing is to show you there are two types of geodata available on the Show Me charts available on Tableau. One is the symbol chart. The next one is the stretch chart or the color chart. That's the name that I call it, but it's more like this has more dimension than this one. So to begin with, you can simply click on your variable that has the geodata, and then click on one of these visualization type, or you can drag your variable onto the row and then change the visualization type here. So either way, again, you can click on your the variable and then click on the chart, and bingo, you'll get the chart. Or another way is to again bring your geo variable onto your shelf, and then click on one of these visualizations. So the first visualization, the symbol chart, is nothing but you get a symbol where you can embed text and labels to or any sort of measure labels into them. So each dot, each symbol here, each dot here, each circle here represents a country, and these are the countries that are available in our variable list. And to do that, as you can see the attribute, you can see the tooltip by hovering your cursor on each of these countries. Uh, but in order to create labels, you'll have to click on your country variable and drag it onto your label, and you will get the label for each of the countries. And also, if you also want to bring the label of the measure, you can also do that by dragging the measure, in which case, which is GD, in which case the GDP nominal is our measure here, and simply drag and drop it onto a label, and you get the GDP nominal measure here as well. You can also measure each of these dots, which represent the countries, by the scale of size. So in this case, you can drag the measure of GDP nominal into this size, and you will see that the country with the highest GDP has a bit larger dot symbol, as opposed to countries who have the comparatively lower GDP nominal. So this was the symbol chart. Let's go and draw the second type of chart, which is the color chart. In which case, again, you can either drag and drop your geo variable onto the row on the mark shelf, or also, and then click on one of the visualizations. So in our case, we have all the countries here, but we can't differentiate which country has higher GDP or which country has lower GDP, because we have not introduced the measurements here now. In which case, we can simply drag and drop GDP nominal onto the color, and bingo, you can see that the countries that have Tableau automatically color coded the measurement based on light red to dark red. So where countries that are less that are lighter in terms of their redness, or countries with lower GDP, countries that have dark red color or countries with relatively higher GDP. You can also change this color by going edit color and then changing it to a different color. Let's say you can do yellowish to green. So As you can see, countries that are greener have higher GDP nominal, countries that are less green and leans toward yellow are countries that have lower GDP nominal. Also on the chart, there is also a variety of features here that you can use. If you're not using a wheel mouse, a mouse with the tilt wheel, you can also use the plus button here to zoom into each country. You can also use the minus button to zoom out of the country. You can also use these selections to select countries on the basis of their geography. So for instance, if you want to do a rectangle selection and say we would like to see everything within this region, then we can see there are 17 countries and their GDP, some of their GDP is this 18 trillion. So you can play with this as well. You can also click on map options and look at a variety of options. You can also change the scale, in which case you can go to metric if you're using non-US metric, or you can also use US metric, which is miles, and metric is kilometers, the unit of measurement. So you can also use these buttons to add and remove certain layers of control and toolbars within your chart. You can play with those as well. But the most important thing to know is that each variable has a data type, and then especially with geodata have subcategories that you need to be aware of before you plot a geographical chart. And the dimension, there are two types of variables, as you know. There are as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, there are dimensions and there are measures. And within dimensions, geodata have role types, and within measure levels, there are also a variety of data types you need to be aware of. There are number, decimals, number whole, and all. So you can play with the features that are available within the chart to be able to customize and maneuver within the chart. So I think this is it for this video. I hope that you're able to learn how to create a geo visualization in Tableau. Thank you so much.